we're asked to find these without a calculator. So I'm going to draw a large triangle right here. And let's say this is 30, so we know this is 60. And what are those ratios? Well, this was x over 2, and we have the square root of 3 over 2 times x. So we know sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite 30 is x over 2. Our hypotenuse is x. And when we divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So we keep our first one, multiply. Our reciprocal of x is 1 over x. So the sine of 30 is 1/2. Cosine of 30, oops, we don't need to draw that again. Adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent 30, square root of 3 over 2, x. Our hypotenuse is x. Well, this would just equal the square root of 3 over 2. So now we're going to look at 60s. So we have our same triangle here, 30, 60. So it was x. Opposite 30 is half of x. Square root of 3 over 2 times x. So sine, opposite over hypotenuse. Square root of 3 over 2, x over x. Well, that just leaves us with the square root of 3 over 2. Cosine, a over h. So cosine, we have x over 2 over x. So this is another one where we can multiply by the reciprocal times 1 over x. So we end up with 1/2. And then we can look at the 45s. So we had, those were both isosceles, so it was x and x times the square root of 2. So our sine, opposite over hypotenuse, well, either 45, it's x over x square root of 2. So this turns out to be 1 over the square root of 2. And this is the one time I'm going to have you rationalize this. So times the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. So this ends up being the square root of 2 over 2. Cosine a over h, that same thing, adjacent, x over x square root of 2. Well, that's exactly what we had over here, so that would rationalize to the square root of 2 over 2. Now for your assignment, made some mistakes here, quite a few actually, I apologize. This first page, you're just going to be finding reference angles. And then this first page is good, but if you flip to the second page, I messed up on every single one. I was cut and pasting happy. If your triangle has 45, then that's what these angles are supposed to be. So 45, 45, and 45. So this one's 60, so it's going to be 60, 60, and 60. And all you're doing here is you're writing in these ratios. So for example, 45, we know this is x, x, and this side is equal to x the square root of 2. So if we solve for x, square root of 2, square root of 2, so x equals 1 over the square root of 2, which we rationalize. So it's the square root of 2 over 2. So this side's square root of 2 over 2, this side's square root of 2 over 2. And then we can find it. Sine, opposite over hypotenuse. Square root of 2 over 2 over 1 is the square root of 2 over 2. Cosine, square root of 2 over 2 over 1, so that's the square root of 2 over 2. Tangent is O over A, so square root of 2 over 2 over square root of 2 over 2, well that's the same thing, so it's equal to 1. And then your sine one, we said if this is x, well this would be 30, so this is x over 2. This is x times the square root of 3 over 2. So x is 1, so this side is 1/2. So this side would just be square root of 3 over 2. So sine of 60, opposite over hypotenuse. Square root of 3 over 2 over 1 is just the square root of 3 over 2. Cosine a over h, so adjacent is the 1/2 over 1, which is 1/2. And tangent, opposite over adjacent, square root of 3 over 2 over 1/2. So the 2's are gone, so it's just the square root of 3.